What is good Beyond Mbouge podcast listeners? My name is Randy Mbouge, and this is the Beyond Mbouge podcast, episode 35. I am a professional keynote speaker and author, and today we are just going to get straight into it. We're going to talk about 5 ways to build more discipline. And the reason why, first and foremost, the reason why I believe this is such an important and essential topic is because it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to allow other people to influence the things that they want to do. And now we're just allowing those distractions to embody or be a parasite on what we want to accomplish. And the third thing is that without discipline, it's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to hold yourself accountable when you have not built yet a disciplined foundation. And so the reason why we're talking about 5 ways to build more discipline is because why not? I believe that it will help you in any form or fashion. And so the first one is become aware of what you need to change, right? It's hard, in my opinion, to change something if you are not then aware of it. So for example, is that a lot of the time, if you're telling someone, say, let's look to get fit, and then they see that, oh, I'm unhealthy because I had, say, a physical exam to take, especially in the Army, right? Especially in the military. Say you have to run a 2-mile. And then there is a set standard, right? There is a set standard that you have an obligation to uphold. And so they said, look, I need you to run 2 miles in X amount of time. And then you start running and you see, I'm not going to meet that time. I'm not even going to meet the 60 percentile. Therefore, you start to become aware that, hey, I have some training to do. I believe the same thing can be said for discipline. If you realize that, hey, I noticed that I'm overindulging on desserts, I'm overindulging on certain drugs, I'm overindulging in alcohol, whatever the case may be, just make yourself aware to it to say, hey, maybe there's something that I need to work on within this realm, right? It could be the same thing with, I need to create more disciplined money habits. Whatever the case is, make yourself aware to it so that then you can change those habits, so that you can make a change because you are aware. You've seen it, you spotted it. You now have mental notes to say, okay, I'm noticing a pattern here. What needs to change? So that's the first one, is become aware of what you want to change. And the second that you do that, you then can put yourself in the best position to create change within your life. The next one is associate with like-minded people. This is the second way you can build more discipline, is by putting yourself in the position to be with other people that are not only looking to be more disciplined, but maybe you see that, oh yeah, they train consistently. Oh, they hold themselves to the standard they said they were about. Oh, they hold themselves accountable to the actions they know they need to take within their life. I'm telling you, those people move differently. I always go back to certain like military or training aspects because I feel as if it's easy to associate with, like within other people's minds. And so for me was when I went overseas, right? I thought I was training. I thought I was training hard. I was like, yo, yeah, I'm like that. I'm him. I started training with, I saw how the I won't say special forces, no. I saw how the active duty infantry people change. How they trained, how they change. Honestly, yes, how they change out of that 25-pound vest, take it off, and then they start doing sprints. I said, whoa, I have work to do. I'm thinking I'm moving. Right. So you want to associate yourself with people who are either further along in the process than you, or they can show you what you possibly should be working on. You're just shedding light to it. So the third way, right, is your environment is key. And this one, I don't want to say it's going to go over people's heads, but your environment is key. If you are saying that you plan on creating a more disciplined lifestyle, right? You notice, hey, I have a problem because I overeat on snacks. And then we go inside your pantry, and then all we see are a lot of snacks. What does that mean? I believe that there is something that then needs to change. Because if I go into your pantry and we're talking about you have an abundance of snacks, but then we look in your fridge and you don't have an abundance of fruit, you don't have an abundance of protein, I'd be like, okay, so you said that you want to eat healthier, yet your pantry is contradicting that statement. We have some work to do, but that's fine, right? Because we're already aware of what we need to change. You see how that correlates? So make yourself, or more so, put yourself in an environment where now you have positive association with the things that you know you need to change. It's not to say be very difficult, right? But I do believe that it's something that you can start small, start very small. Have say a canister where you can drink more water. because you know that, hey, my intake of water is not even, say, half a gallon, right? 64 ounces. So just be mindful about those things that you can change and create positive association with, so that then you can go to the next level and build more discipline within your lifestyle, right? Because people be talking about, and this is nothing to piggyback on like the fitness and building discipline. A lot of people like to talk about, oh, I'm doing this diet. I'm doing this diet. And it's like your diet lasts maybe 2 to 3 months, maybe 6 months. And then what happens after that? Do you just fall back on your old habits that clearly were not serving you? Or let's then look to create a lifestyle that you can be proud of. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that I just do because I feel like it for the next couple of months. No, I'm like this every single day. And of course, if you slip up or you mess up, that's fine. But all you have to do is just tweak it a little bit, get right back on track. Too easy. Or at least make it easier, So that's the third piece, is your environment is key in order to then build discipline within your life. The fourth piece of advice is positive reinforcement. So when you do something good, you notice that, hey, I'm making progress, reward yourself. To say that this is why I should continue with this positive behavior. This is why I should continue to be more disciplined. This is why I should continue to train when I don't feel like it. It hits different because not only are you doing the work, but you're holding yourself to the standard in which you said you were going to perform at. Positive reinforcement. You did a good job. Why not give yourself a little pat on the back, but you stand hungry though, because it's not like you've reached your destination yet. And even when you do, just create a new goal so you can continue to stay hungry and stay aggressive, keep going. So that's the fourth piece of advice to continue to build discipline within your life, is positive reinforcement. The fifth one is stay dangerous and create healthy habits. And the reason why you want to continue to stay dangerous is because maybe there are some people in your life that they could care less if you're eating correctly. They could care less if you exercise. They could care less if you read and write. They could care less, if you continue to binge watch Netflix. They don't care. Right. But when we say stay dangerous, it's because you say you're in your zone, you're grinding. You said, I would love to support, but if you guys are not supporting me, that's fine. I still have work to do and I'm going to get after it no matter what. That is the standard and that is the principle that I live by. And at the end of the day, I'm in control of where I want to go and how long or how far I plan on going. And that's something that I've done ever since I was 16, 17 years old. I'm not going to say that I was a trailblazer, but what I will say is that when I was in study hall, I'm 16, 17, 18 years old, and I'm talking to one of my good friends and I'm telling her, hey, this is why I believe in wealth. Hey, this is why I believe in making money, because, and it's not like I knew at the time how to make money, but what I understood was, let me at least start these principles or these ideologies early. So I was staying dangerous because I kept on reading, I kept on writing. Now, 4 or 5 years later, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And so we're moving with intent and we're staying dangerous to say that, hey, don't look to underestimate me. Don't limit me. Don't put me in a box because I'm going to keep going no matter what. I promise you. Money back guarantee. So that's the fifth way you can look to stay dangerous, is creating healthy habits around the things that you know that you want to be better in. So regardless if it's trading, regardless if it's eating right, do what you must do to go to the next level. And if you need help with any of these ways, any of these tips, any of these principles, let me know. And this is then ties into my discipline manifesto that I will be dropping fairly soon. And what we're talking about is how to then help people within 45 to 60 days become more disciplined. I promise you, this is on the beginning. Stay tuned, stay active. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comments below. Click the link in the bio. This is also going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So please leave ratings or reviews. I truly appreciate it. With that being said, let's get into it. Thank you guys.